Happy morning. So this poetry by Amir Khusro is one of those poetries which I love, and I listen to it every now and then. Everybody desires that when they love, they get what they love. But when I desire love, and my love has some other desires, it takes a different level of maturity to be happy in those circumstances. We often listen about heartbreaks and breakups and betrayals and hurt. And then the heart becomes a little hard. We think promises have not been kept and things that have happened is unfair. So when Amir Khusro was asked, how can that woman be so happy? Khusro replied, the woman realized option number one is to love this person, which I will continue to do. Option number two is to love the person who has created this person. How about loving the Creator directly instead of loving just one of the creations? How would it be? I'll not restrict myself to one creation, and I would love to love love itself. That though nobody can take from me. So even if this person is not with me, that which created this person is there with me, and I am free to love that. And that love will remain forever. And hence this lady is very excited that I am free from bondage today, I am free from limited love today. If I love that which will end, then sooner or later love will give me pain. If I love that which is endless, it's only going to give me joy. I love this phone, it'll end, sooner or later it'll end. It'll end in pain. I love this shirt. One of these days while having medu vada sambar, some drops will fall and it will be the end of that love. When I love that which is temporary, love will end in pain. It will end in grief. It will add in silence, in a lot of suffering. When I love that which will never end, it will always give me joy. That is a very evolved state of mind. And that is the mind which is always peaceful no matter what. Now and then I have been asked one question, and I am throwing that question open to all of you, and I would seek some answers to all of you. The question is, in my life I go through ups and downs of emotions. Sometimes I am very excited, very positive, very charged. I think I can conquer the world. And then there are times when I feel lost, lazy, I don't feel like doing anything at all. I feel like running away. I feel everything is a lie, nobody is genuine. I go through those extremes. Times I believe मैं ही सिकंदर है, पूरी दुनिया मेरी मुट्ठी में. At the other end I feel मैं ही बंदर है, कुछ भी मेरे कंट्रोल में नहीं, सब बकवास है. And I'm not talking about betrayals. I'm not talking about दो दोस्त के बीच में झगड़ा हो गया and then you have these things. I'm not talking about from success you got failures and because you had failures these thoughts came. I'm speaking about in the mind only I'm having these things. One day super excited, everything is going great guns, अभी देखो I'm looking forward to life. I'm set my goals, I'm very ambitious. ये भी करेंगे, ये भी करेंगे, ये भी करेंगे, ये भी करेंगे, मतलब full on energy. And then there are days when I am lazier than a pig, want to do nothing, don't even want to move my bums, don't want to shave, don't want to go to work. If somebody says क्या हो गया, हुआ कुछ नहीं है, लेकिन पता नहीं ऐसा mood है. It's called the dark mood in psychology, where motivation irritates you. Have you gone through that phase? When somebody attempts to motivate you, come on, you can, and you feel like boxing that fellow. If it happens with me, please let me know. Though I must say I've stopped directly motivating people. I don't tell anybody, you can. How many of you have gone through these kind of swings? My God, almost the entire 80% of life lessons raise their hands. Achha, that's why sometimes you are regular to life lessons and sometimes you are not. Okay, today I have understood. But jokes apart, can you tell me why this happens? What are your thoughts? Now don't think about you. Think about it as if this is a question in somebody else's life. You will be able to answer. Sir? The dark phase? Okay. मेरे मन की करना है बस. You know, there is a saying called सबकी सुनो मन की करो. You go through that phase where किसी की नहीं सुनना है, सिर्फ मन की करना है. सबके सुनने का भी पेशेंस नहीं है. It's irritating. तो तू सुनने का मन है कि वो भी नहीं, इच्छा नहीं है? सुनने का okay. Married people don't have that option. सुनने का मन है कि नहीं? No option. It's only people like Sidhu, Joe who have that option. Hey, see how they sit together also. एकदम. हाँ जी. Anybody else? What's your thoughts? हाँ रवि.
मुझे लगता है सर, जो सराउंडिंग एरिया में रहते हैं, लोग जो बातें करते हैं, वो कह रहे हैं कि हम लोग सुनते ही हैं.
Correct.
नहीं चाहते, फिर भी सुनते हैं. जैसे तो यहाँ से हम लोग चार्ज होके जाते हैं. फिर कहीं और जाते हैं, क्या लेके जाना है, क्या लेके आए. थोड़ा कमाओ खुद के लिए, ज्यादा कमाओ औरों के लिए. आजकल बहुत लोग दुखी हैं. इस तरह की बातें होती है, इस तरह का माहौल होता है. कभी कभी हम डिस्टर्ब हो जाते हैं. क्या करना है हमें?
Agree to you. Anybody else? Floor is open. Your thoughts, Amol.
Situation sometimes it's become
Because of our own mistakes, sometimes we feel down. कि मैं लायक नहीं है. How can I make these silly mistakes? Something like that. My expectation out of myself is different and I'm not able to live up to my own expectations. Something like that. Okay. Let me share with you some thoughts based on whatever you have shared. This project we have called Keep Moving Movement and the project we have called Wow Parenting is teaching me a lot. KMM teaches us a lot about human behavior. It teaches us a lot about selflessness. It teaches us a lot about what Rafi was referring to as खुद के लिए थोड़ा रखो, दुनिया के लिए ज़्यादा करो. And we see that as the approach of people, multiple times. Like Betu and we were discussing yesterday. For some people, the priority of their life is KMM. And many of them say the 3 best months of our life is when KMM is on. Is there anybody here who feels that? 3 best months of life is somewhere around when KMM. Now what do I learn from that? Let's speak about KMM first and then speak about it. When I have a goal or a mission in my life and I am not alone there, I function as a team, I function as a group, then it brings the best out of me. I want to do something and I have a team with me. It will bring the best out of me. When I have to do something and I have to pull everybody, फिर थोड़ा थक जाता है. But I am doing something and I know there are 10, 25, 100, 400 people who are super excited about the same thing. For example, I speak with Amit Varde one day that Amit, juveniles का कुछ करना है. And then he does the running around. I speak with Pankaj. Pankaj, darling, ये काम करने का है. Do you have the time to drive it? But this will take more time than anything else in your life. KMM is a breeze in the park. This will require 2 to 3 hours every day. And it will require it for not less than 2 months up to 3 months. Every day 2 to 3 hours. And Pankaj says, what better utilization of my time? The truth is, धंधे का कुछ नुकसान नहीं होता है. But for this, the heart has to be. Now when I have people like Amit, when I have people like Pankaj, I know in this journey I am not alone. फिर ना वो डार्क फेज आने का चांस ही नहीं रहता है. और वो टच भी किया ना, the moment you think about the people around you, it fills you with energy. And I'm not saying people around you for whom you feel responsible. I'm speaking about people around you who are a part of your mission. They are thinking about it together. I've been meeting a few very senior, very successful people in our country today. And when I speak with them about Keep Moving Movement, there's a lot of joy in my voice. And there are times when this question always comes. How much is your work dependent on you? Very critical question. So let's say Swapnil is a businessman, Mots is a businessman, Vikas is a businessman, Anil is a businessman, and like that, many of us are businessmen here. How much of our work is dependent on us? Is our work us agnostic, which means without us, this work can go on beautifully well. I think a big question mark will come. So Ravi also runs a business. Is this business ready to take off even in his absence? All of you have heard about secure meters. And Sanjay Singhal came as a chief guest for one of the sessions of Keep Moving movement. And Sanjay ji was very clear. I crossed the age of 58. I will be very active in my life, but I will not be actively involved in business. I will go back to studies. I will travel the world. I will become a consultant to the government. I will be more busy than what I was till 58. But my life will take a turn. So when he became 58, he handed over his business to his two children. And I met the head of Delhi office when I was in Delhi recently, and I was asking him, how's the company now post Sanjay Singhal? He said his two children are so dynamic. Both of them have given new energy to the organization. Now, which means for a few years, Sanjay ji would be thinking about how to make my organization in such a way where my organization does not need me tomorrow. I can understand in the beginning of the organization's phase, you are needed and I am needed. But there should be a stage which comes when you and me are not needed and the organization can do really well. If I am not doing that, then there is a gap in my leadership. I can tell this about KMM that today it is Naren agnostic. Agnostic means it is not dependent on Naren. There are enough people who can take up the mantle of driving Keep Moving movement. They have the same vision, they have the same passion. And given a choice, they can slip into leadership and take it ahead. And some of you present over here, like Vikas, has shown this in the past couple of years, that I can shoulder that responsibility by myself. So when you are a part of such a movement, then those down phases, those dark phases are very less. When we are not a part of this kind of a movement, then on bad days, when things are not working out, like he said, you feel lost. Sometimes a partnership doesn't work out. Sometimes fight between brothers. Sometimes the child of the next generation doesn't listen to you. Sometimes your key employees leave you and go. Sometimes your key customers leave you and go if 30-40% of your business is dependent on one customer. Any one of these setbacks and you can go into darkness. In political systems, sometimes it can be when your party has not given you a ticket to contest. अभी क्या करने का? मतलब आइडेंटिटी खत्म हो गया ना. अभी एमएलए नहीं बन सकता, एमपी नहीं बन सकता. अभी क्या करूँगा मैं? Next opportunity only after 5 years. That too, will it come or not? Dark phases. So one solution is be a part of a group where they are driven by some mission. When you are a part of them, they lift you from your dark moods very effortlessly. The key is it should have some deeper meaning. Now the deeper meaning can be as simple as fitness. The deeper meaning can be something as simple as a pilgrimage every month. And the deeper meaning can be, let's do something for the society. But there is an element of non-routine life in that difference. So it's not about business group. where I am discussing with Vijay about his business and with Rajiv about his business, with Kunj and Purushottam about their business. Not only that, it's not about calm. It's something completely different from calm. Neurologically, only when we do different things, the neurons fire up and new connections are made. It's like there is one road to go from here to Kalyani Nagar. There is bound to be traffic jam now and then. But when there are 10 different routes to Kalyani Nagar, one is jam, two is jam, 10 ka 10 to jam nahi hoga. So when I do new things, I'm creating new pathways over here. So even if one or two pathways are blocked, there are enough pathways for the energy to flow. So if a life is driven by one activity, one for success and one for happiness, it will always be a big challenge. Let's say my success from my office and my happiness from my home. If I have a fight at home, I'm gone. Or if things go wrong at office, I'm gone. But when I have multiple channels, it becomes easy. That is why people would say, have a hobby. And this is as far as Keep Moving movement is concerned, and being a part of something which is not directly impacting your work is concerned. Of parenting. This is not about the functioning of our parenting or the objective or the goal of our parenting. But it is a lot more about failures. In many aspects, me, Paresh, Joe have failed in our parenting. Many aspects, innumerable aspects. First, we thought the product of our parenting will be ready in 3 months' time. And it took us 2.5 years. Then we thought digital marketing will be effortless. And we realized we are donkeys when it comes to digital marketing. We don't understand anything. We also realized digital marketing is much more complicated than actual marketing. In face-to-face, when I am sitting across Amol, I can push him, I can cajole him, I can discuss with him, I can make some special things. In the digital world, how do I do that? Face-to-face, it can be tailor-made, one-to-one, exclusive. Digital world, I can't do that. So we realized, well, the whole world says, "Are future digital hai," but nobody understands the digital world. Everybody is experimenting. And we then wanted to find out people who are ahead of this experience. So got one person in the office, realized not working. Got another person in the office, realized not working. Got the third person in the office, realized it's not working. And money is being spent on every one experiment. But we realized the only way to learn is to experiment, because we are wanting to create something new. If a bulb has to be invented, just to identify what should be the filament in the bulb, there were 2000 experiments which was done. And all of you know, for the bulb to be made, 9,999 experiments had to be done. Now the second bulb does not require so much failures. But the first bulb needs those many failures. It's not about failure because of casualness. It is not failure because of being careless. It is not failure because homework has not been done. It's about we are creating something which has not been created before. So there will be a lot of experiments. And out of a lot of failures, we will learn. Just now we are going through a very beautiful experiment where we have found an incredible person who probably has the same value system that we have. He doesn't work for money. He works for passion. He runs an organization where he says, I will never have more than 10 clients. And he has client servicing managers where one person is responsible only for 2 clients, not more than that. When we entered into our work with him, he was supposed to come to Pune. He stays in Bombay. He was supposed to come to Pune once every month. It's not been 1 month. Our first meeting was on 28th, if is right. And next Friday he's coming again. Yesterday he was at office. It's not even 1 month and we are already meeting 3 times. And he's traveling from Bombay to meet and then he goes back. Now look at the passion of that person. He's working for a customer. And 3.5 hours travel one way is no issues for him. Because कुछ तो मजेदार काम करेंगे. Let's do something beautiful. He introduced us to a concept which will be very useful for everybody sitting over here, especially the business people. How many of you in business? Others, please tolerate me for the next few minutes. Or go and teach your husband. But it will be something which will be very useful to us sooner or later. He introduced me to something called finding Frank. I went to his office in Naren Point. There I saw the atmosphere is electric. There is a board in his office just next to the entrance where everybody writes complaints about each other. It's the complaint board. And on that board, I saw 3 complaints against him. So the complaint was not like, sir, you are not having food on time. It's not a complaint of love. It's a complaint about work. So one lady writes over there, you are the cause for the delayed decision in our office. Either reduce the number of projects or learn how to take decisions fast. And she's writing his name. To Monish. Now, every customer who comes to his office can see this complaint. So it is not somewhere storeroom mein piche ek diwar mein. He's saying it must be next to the entrance. सबको मालूम होना चाहिए, दुनिया को भी मालूम होना चाहिए कि मैं नालायक है, मेरी वजह से ऑफिस में थोड़ा नुकसान हो. He says when people have the ability to speak to the boss and tell the boss, कि boss, you are not doing your work like a boss. The whole culture in the office is different. Which means there is no space for ego. Even for the boss, there is no space for ego. Some of us will be scared to put a board like that. नहीं लोग तो फिर दिन भर कंप्लेन करते रहेंगे. Depends on the leadership you have, depend on the vision you have, depend on the teamwork you have, depend on the kind of commitments you make and the commitments you fulfill. He has a 12 people team, but they handle more than 5,000 crores worth of turnover. 12 people. Just 12 people. Incredible. We spoke with him and the project would have involved in a year the payout of almost 1 crore. Because that is the kind of thing that we are working with right now. And what did he say? He said, "No, Naren, it's too early for both of us to take that kind of a jump." Listen to this, huh? He says it's too early for both of us to take that kind of a jump. Paisa ko baaju mein rakho. But you don't know my working style. I don't know your working style. You don't know whether you can trust me, and I don't know the speed at which you will work. If I tell you I need these 3 things, you say, "Haan." And then what was supposed to be given in 7 days, you don't give in 20 days. My persons at office who are dependent on you to give me that, they don't work. The whole office does not work. My office also suffer, you also suffer. I don't want to fail and I don't want to work with clients who fail. Because I will take only 10 clients. And every client of mine has to succeed. तो एक काम करते हैं, मैं एक छोटा सा टोकन अमाउंट लूंगा आपसे, 3 महीना अपन साथ में काम करते हैं, और 3 महीने के बाद में अगर अपन दोनों को एक दूसरा जमते हैं ना, फिर अपन कुछ करेंगे. And for these 3 months, as a token amount, where I was supposed to pay him more than 7 lakhs, close to 8.2 lakhs per month, he's taking 1 lakh rupees. He's saying मैं फ्री में तो काम नहीं करेगा, मेरे को नहीं लगना चाहिए कि फ्री में काम कर रहा है, मैं 1 लाख रुपए देगा. And in that 3 times he's already done up and down from up. Twice he's already done, third time he's going to do in coming Friday. So this guy is a maverick. He's not a normal guy. He thinks very differently. His philosophies and principles about work is completely different. He manages the complete digital work of Phenolix. So he has those kind of clients. His second client, Amitabh Bachchan. If you read any Amitabh's tweets, Amitabh doesn't tweet. Everything is done from his office. So he has those kind of clients. And he's a young guy. He's not even 35. And he says, chalo, main 1 lakh rupees lega. Chances are he'll spend more than that in coming and going. And he always comes with 2 more team members, and you talk to them, they must be paid at least 15 to 20 lakh rupees per month. So he will certainly spend more than 1 lakh rupees. But as a token, he is saying, can you imagine somebody telling me, you are willing to give me 8.2 lakhs per month, but hold on, give me only 1 lakh. And that's super class. And he says, Naren, the first thing we do if we have to do business is to find Frank. Now, who is Frank? He's saying, who is your ideal customer? How do you define an ideal customer? Somebody who values you and somebody who is willing to pay money to you happily is your friend. Values you means what? What you value in your organization is what he also values in life. So let's say Motz delivers quality construction and he doesn't believe in compromising on quality. If there is a customer out there who wants to buy only quality construction and he wants to buy from people who don't compromise, then that customer values what Rama Builders has to offer. If Rama Builder says delivery before time, a gynac may not want to make that promise, but Rama Builders does. Those people who also value commitment and delivery on time are the people who value you. Now, when they value you, the sale is very easy. I need a 2 BHK. Do you have a 2 BHK? Yes, deal done. When they don't value you, you will have to put so much effort, and so much of your effort will be waste. So with the team, we were having a discussion, and Pratik is a part of the team. He says, no, we should have a big funnel. Let 1 lakh people come to the website through digital marketing, and out of 1 lakh, 5% people should convert. And he was saying, if you can define your frank, 5,500 people will come, but 5,000 sale will happen. Now, to serve 5,500, you need a very small team. To serve 1 lakh people, you will need a much bigger team. He says that's why we can do work with 12 clients, with 10 clients. Find your Frank. Now, in reference to today's discussion, even if you believe you know your Frank, you actually don't. That happens only with experience. तुमको अभी लगेगा ये मेरा फ्रैंक है, but you will make a lot of mistakes in your assumptions. So we attempt to define Frank. Hey Beto, do you have the keys for the next door office? Can you give me that poster from there? All of you are going to bring the poster? So I'll explain to you what has happened, and then I'll connect it to today's life lesson. Finding Frank is full of pressure. At 2. Have you heard these words? At 2 before?
Yeah,
When Brutus killed Julius Caesar, Julius Caesar looked behind at Brutus, who was his best friend, and said, "You too?" Which means there are so many people who have betrayed me, but you too? At 2. One person went. At 2, at 2, at 2, at 2. So we defined Frank. It took us 6 hours to define Frank. The whole office was doing nothing but finding Frank. Which means full day office was on holiday, it's training. Now this is what we are doing now about parenting. Every month, at least 10% of time, there is no work. 3 days in a week is only training. At least 3 days a week, 3 days a month, only training. 24 days working, now 21 days working and 3 days training. What was the Frank that we found? The Frank that we found was defined like this. Working parents in the age group of 30 to 45 living in Tier 1 and Tier 2 cities, graduates who want to be deeply involved in parenting, seeking help to raise a champion child. This is our Frank. So there is a method in this analysis. At the end of the day, we were very happy. Chalo, mil gaya. Frank and Frankie. At the end of the day, then Monish looked at all of us and said, in 3 months' time, we'll understand 80% of this is wrong. "20% is right. But in 3 months' time, we will understand what is wrong and replace it with something else. It will take us 6 months for us to actually understand who is our right." I looked at him and smiled, thinking, तुमको नहीं मालूम है कि यहाँ कौन लोग बैठे हैं, यही right है. It's not been even 2 weeks and we have already changed the Frank. We realize it's not working parents, but it is time-pressed parents. People who have shortage of time. We've realized it is not about people who want to raise a champion child. It is only about people who want to be deeply involved in parenting. So the working definition of Frank, which was into 22 words, is already down to 15 words. Working parents is already replaced to time-pressed parents. Why am I sharing this with you? I can see all this as a setback, I can see all this as a failure. But I can understand, slowly and steadily I am coming on the right path. When things don't work, when a customer is lost, when a key employee leaves you and goes, you can see all of that as a setback, or you can use it to find who would be the right person for me. Let me analyze a little thing. So all those of you who are businessmen, do this exercise. Who's your friend? Very interesting exercise. And if you want, I'll guide you and I'll tell you what are the things you need to keep in mind before you find your friend. So when you are at business, and if you somehow think that I will repeat my business the way I know, found it? Bring. Abhi to ho gaya. So our ideal Frank was working parents between 30 to 45 years who are graduates living in urban India, tier 1 and 2, and want to be deeply involved in parenting, looking for smart solutions that will help them in raising a champion child. So this is our Frank that we made. And a visual was necessary. So you see this woman, she is in half. One half is the professional lady in the professional dress and the other is the housewife. She has so much work to do at office and there are so many things that she has to do at home. So we attempted to define our Frank. But this is already outdated and it has already gone through some changes. Now this works brilliantly well. Now between me and Paresh, we have been discussing this for the last few weeks. This works brilliantly well when a part of you believes, understands, accepts that you are stupid. If you have to pretend मेरे को सब मालूम है, then you can't do all these exercises. Then you only want people who will say yes to what you're thinking. If you are willing to say, मेरे को थोड़ा मालूम है लेकिन बहुत नहीं मालूम, then every time you understand what is not okay, you are excited. चलो समझ में आ गया, चलो समझ में आ गया, चलो समझ में आ गया. Then there is no dark mood with failure. Then there is excitement with failures. अरे ये फेल हो गया, अरे मालूम पड़ गया ये नहीं चलने वाला है, चल दूसरा एक्सपेरिमेंट. So if you have the cap of learning, then setbacks don't disappoint you. It excites you. Now let's come to something very crucial. Are all of you in listening frame of mind? After Frank, let's come back to something exciting. Just because somebody says something, it doesn't mean it will work for you. There is never a single wrong. There are always multiple approaches to life. So let's begin with a very simple exercise. And you will see it in that simple exercise that there are hundreds of different ways to reach a destination. All of you have a book, right? Book or something to write on. Here is a simple exercise for you. Let's say it is 10 o'clock in the night. And let's say I have just called you at 10 o'clock in the night. And I'm asking you, how was your day? And you tell me, Naren, today was a great day. What's your answer? Today was a great day. So my question is very simple. In the morning when you leave for your work, or let's say in the morning when you wake up, what should happen by which at the end of the day you say, today was a great day? How would you know today was a great day? Would it be because somebody sent you 2 dozen mangoes? Every day if it happens. So how would you know today is a great day? Would it be because somebody sent you a gift? Would it be because you cracked a new deal? Would it be because you earned an X amount of money today? Would it be because you counseled somebody into a great life? Would it be because you exercised, you meditated, you worked, you come back home at 7:30, you also had quality time with people at home? Would it be because you met an old friend? Would it be because you slept for 8 hours? Would it be because you had food on time? Would it be because you had good food? So just analyze your life and your thoughts and write down a few points. And the direction is, if this happens, today was a great day. When would you say that? Chalo, let's do that exercise. Or today was a great day because. Okay, some of you look like completing it. Let me know. Today was a great day because.
At the night, I feel myself telling that today was a great day when I cook good food, have a good breakfast, I teach well in school, and do some naughty things with the children while going to the washroom or to the passage. I have exercised, I have worked well, I read a book and sleep while listening to music. Then I tell myself that today my day was complete and I had a lovely day.
So out of these things, how many things should happen, or every one of this should happen?
All of this should happen, then I think it's a great day. Otherwise, if I miss on anything, then I feel I could have got up earlier, or my time was not right, or I was not able to manage things well today. I did not repeat the same thing.
What was point number 2? Taught well. Point number 1? What? Such an innocent question.
Good food, good craft.
अरे पब्लिक में नहीं.
आपने पब्लिक में बोला, मैंने नहीं बोला.
हाँ darling, anybody else? Today was a good day. Anil?
When I get up in the morning and I feel some body ache, and I can conquer that and go for an exercise. The day starts well. And then when you come back and you can do things what you are planning, like and just be I'm becoming like accountable. So I started learning a flute. So I come and practice that. You feel good, try some new hobby or do something, change the mood and then I can do most of the things which I had planned out. You feel really good about yourself. Some things you miss out, then it's a part and parcel. You feel that's a good thing.
Okay. Sidhu?
And I will feel today whole day I was peaceful and happy.
When I was peaceful and happy, today was a great day. Okay. Beto?
I think for me it keeps shifting from day to day.
Huh.
So currently I am in nostalgic love with my nephew.
Huh.
So whenever if I can have a video call with him for 2 minutes where he looks at me and smiles, I think is the greatest thing of it.
Okay. It cannot be with me only. मतलब video call with me 2 minutes, and I look at you and smile. Doesn't work. I was just attempting to see there are many paths to the same destination.
And also, when I'm taking a class and even a meditation process, if the students say that why can't we meditate for a little more time, before we stop, I think that really makes me feel like it was a very, very good.
Okay.
When I'm able to utilize most of my time in a productive yet fun way. When some piece of music, literature or poetry gives me goosebumps or a wow feeling. And when I challenge myself and I'm able to accomplish at the end of the day. I feel that is great.
Okay. Have you ever thought about doing stand-up comedy?
I think I did.
No, it will be productive and fun.
People won't laugh at my jokes.
Sure. पहले से पैसा दे के रखने का. Just tell Muskan, I need 40 people in the audience. Whatever happens, they should laugh. She'll get those 40 people. A rate you can negotiate with her. Muskan is a very capable girl. She is a mover and shaker. Mukul?
Every morning there are a few things decided. If I am able to complete at least 90% of them, I feel it was a good day. And of course, the day I can help somebody, make somebody comfortable, make somebody smile, it also thanks.
Swapnil is thinking, does that involve me? Point number 2.
You?
No, Swapnil. It depends. Swapnil. Swapnil says, my turn. Ab meri bari hai.
I rather found it very contradictory.
Huh.
Either I plan and everything goes according to the plan. Because I don't plan. The day goes by without any plan.
पुरुषोत्तम के साथ ना मेरा 200 साल पुराना प्यार का रिश्ता है. You know why? पहले जब प्यार होता था ना तो एक दूसरे का चेहरा नहीं दिखता था. बीच में घूंघट रहता था या झरोखा रहता था. If you have seen these old movies, मेरा पुरुषोत्तम के संग भी वैसा ही है. उसका मेरे को राइट शोल्डर दिखता है सिर्फ और बाकी का पूरा छुपा हुआ रहता है वो. ये पूरा दिख गया आज तो. Today is a great day.
And give a solution for which he's not able to find a solution and give a solution. And he said, right, the paisa aa gaya. और बाद में चैरिटी में लाइक किसी चैरिटी एक्टिविटी किसी से डोनेशन आ गया था.
So you know what is emerging is 2 things. One, when I have planned my day, then at the end of the day I know whether the day was great or not. The exception can be one of those days now and then when I want to live haphazard. But more or less it is when I have planned my day and things happen, I think it's a good day. Which means at the beginning of the day, you should know what you want to do with the day. If I don't have clarity on what I want to do, it will not be a great day for me. And 2, for many of us, the ingredients of the day is different. Some of us are dependent on ourselves, some of us are dependent on others. So like when Purushottam says, when I meet friends, I'm dependent on others. When my children have done something great, I'm dependent on others. When payment comes, I'm dependent on others. So there are a few factors where I'm dependent on others, and there are a few factors where I am dependent on myself. Ravi, what will be a great day for you?
फंसा हुआ कुछ काम हो गया तो ग्रेट डे. कुछ नया सीखने को मिला तो अच्छा लगता है.
है ना? So which means, forget about the advice of the world. You know what makes your day great. You focus on that. Because what works for you, works for you. Some people might like a Mercedes Benz and some might like a Nano. Now, it's not about the quantity of money that I have, but it's my philosophy. So when we went to Belgaum and met Suresh Hundre, he was driving around in a Nano. And it was written, every drop saved adds. Okay? That's his philosophy. And somebody else might say, no, I would love to have a Benz with me. I feel more comfortable. I tell myself that you have gone through enough struggles in life and you need to celebrate your life. That's the philosophy. Fair enough. Now, if this Nano wala attempts to convince the Benz and the Benz wala attempts to convince the Nano, there will be confusions. You check your philosophy. Always check your philosophy. A student scores 90% and she might want to go into medical science or she might want to study English literature. The world will come and say, oh, you are 90 percentile, you should do this, you should do that. Fair enough. But I know what will make me feel great. तो फिर मेरे को वो करने का. So have this clarity on what makes you feel great. So when Sidhu says the day when I was happy makes me feel great. Now Sidhu has to take a little deeper dive on what makes him happy. Would it be because he collected 10 new policies? Would it be because he met someone? Would it be because he could get the claims settled? If he can be specific, then he knows how to create his whole day. Otherwise, we wait for the day to be great. If I know what makes it great, I will do what has to be done to make the day great. Ravi? It's very simple. It's good, earn a lot for yourself. No harm in that. Because when you earn a lot for yourself, what will you do? You'll buy a big house. You'll buy a beautiful car. You will take your family on lovely holidays. And the money that you earn is coming back into circulation. You will pay income tax. The money will come back in circulation. See, the money is not going to remain inside a locker. So in some way it will come into circulation. Fair enough. Fair enough. There will be people who are very comfortable in keeping 10-15% and giving 85% back to the society. They might start a school, they might give a scholarship, they might build a hospital, which will again be money coming back into circulation. Fair enough. What works for someone need not work for you. So find what makes you feel you're on the right track. Finally, choose whose advice you want to listen to. Very important. Whose advice do you want to listen to? Asaram Bapu is also there. Right? And you can listen to his advice. And Radha Swami Satsang is also there, where the Malvinder brothers of Ranbaxy lost about 12,000 crores. And it's a spiritual sect. You can listen to their advice also. Whose advice do you listen to? Because Vikas is following that person, should I follow that person? Should I listen to a Monish who speaks to me about, Naren, this is how we find Frank? The person whose advice you listen to must be after a lot of thought and analysis. And it should never be because 10 more people are listening to him. Not necessarily the masses are right. Because very often, the masses are without the end. Some of you didn't get the joke. You find out what works for you. What kind of a person works for you? There is something called Sahaj Yoga, where they don't punish the body at all. That's a spiritual sect, where they emphasize a lot on eating good food, rich food. बोलते जिस चीज से सुकून मिलता है वो काम करने का, खुद को तकलीफ नहीं देने का. And there are thousands of followers. My parents are the followers there, because my father loves to eat. He says नहीं वो मेरे लिए बरोबर है, निर्मला देवी मेरे लिए सही है, क्योंकि वो खाने पीने पे कोई रोक नहीं. And somebody also might follow Neem Karoli Baba, who says every morning you have to drink 1 glass of neem. सुबह सुबह कड़वा पी लिया ना तो पूरा दिन मिठाई लगता है. नहीं, that's his philosophy. He says सुबह सुबह कड़वा पी लो, एक तो वो शरीर के लिए अच्छा है, दूसरा बाकी पूरे दिन इससे खराब क्या होगा. Now, if that philosophy works for you, now my father loves to eat food, and if he follows Neem Kareli Baba, he'll be miserable. His day will never be great. But somebody where taste is not a dominant part of their life, now they might follow him, and that makes their day great. But trust yourself. And when I say trust yourself, what I mean is, you don't have to be right all the time. Don't have that pressure of being right all the time. It's okay if you make mistakes. But have the heart to admit, yes, I have made a mistake. The problem lies there. The issue is not about mistakes. The issue is about not accepting my mistake. When I defend my mistake, in fact, I want to prove it was not a mistake, then it makes things complicated. So I can talk to you bindas about the stupidity with which we have taken certain decisions in Wow Parent. What could have been done in 5 lakhs, we have invested 50 lakhs. And we have also been very smart there. What could have taken 1 crore, we have done it in 35,000 rupees. And there are people who have invested 1 crore, we have got it done in 35,000. Net, it has been beautiful. जो गलती किया है वो मानने में इशू क्या है? हाँ यार, अपन बेवकूफ थे, अपन बुद्धू है, गलत काम करते हैं अपन. Sometimes we behave stupid, which is okay. It's not an egoistic mistake, it's a genuine mistake. How many of you know galti, guna, paap? Most of you know, so I am not going to repeat it. Those of you who don't know, ask one of those people who raise their hands. The moment you know how to handle your own mistakes inside your head, you will evolve to a large extent. Some of us hate feedbacks because we think people are against us and they are only finding our faults. Now this means I will always be at an edge and I will always think somebody is judging me. And it will become difficult. Trust yourself. And when we say trust ourselves, we are not saying you will be right all the time. Trusting myself says, I am going to give my 100%. To my present knowledge, what is right, I am going to do that bindas. Time will tell me it was right or not. Can you do that? Can you reach that stage today onwards where you can discuss about your mistakes with a smile? Can you do that? Or do you want to hide your mistakes all the time? मेरे बारे में कोई क्या सोचेगा kinds. I've learned this so well from Motz. He always discusses about his mistakes with a lot of smile. In fact, he laughs more than anybody else on his own mistakes. And that's a sign of somebody who would love to learn and who understands there is such a scope of improvement. Okay, mistake. And I'm sure I'll make 2000 more mistakes in times to come. The alternative is live life in comfort zone where I know what is right and what is wrong. And all these possible mistakes are outside the comfort zone where growth lies. So trust yourself. Trust yourself to come out of your comfort zone. Trust yourself to learn from your mistakes. Trust yourself to improve with your mistakes. Trust yourself to be open and discuss about your mistakes. It is not trusting yourself to be right all the time. That will never happen. Only when you trust yourself can you trust life. Then when a big setback happens, it shakes you, but it doesn't break you. You fall, but you don't stay falling. You still look forward to life with excitement. And you might dream bigger than ever before. Which is what we are doing in so many aspects of our life. First, trust yourself, then trust life. Let's do a process. Today, let's chant Gayatri Mantra. We haven't done it for a long, long time. Gayatri Mantra is one of the most powerful mantras known to a human being. And it's primarily because of the vibrations that are created when the chantings are done. Everything in this world is vibrations. The colors that we see is vibration. The solid thing that we have is vibration, and the air is in a different frequency. When the vibrations that we have is right, I can shield myself against all the negatives of the world. When the vibrations I have is weak, the smallest thing going wrong in life outside can shake even my foundations. It's just like a mosquito net. Closed properly, no mosquito can insert it. So solid vibrations, no negativity of the world can influence. And that's your fault or somebody else's opinion about you, you stay protected. And when the mosquito net is open, mosquitoes will come inside, bite you and probably give you some disease. Similarly, when my vibrations are low, the negative influence of the world comes and impacts me. Look, can you switch on the switch off the lights, please? So close your eyes. Tell yourself, I'm going to trust myself from today. Trusting myself doesn't mean I've got everything right or I will get everything right. But it means I'll learn and I'll be humble about my mistakes. I will remove arrogance from my life. That's what trusting myself is all about. Arrogant people don't trust themselves, and hence they believe that they have to dominate someone else to get things done. People who trust themselves are humble because they would love a respect to make things happen. I'll explain to you very beautifully how the different parts of this chanting should be done. And it's going to be a little different from what we have done otherwise. But we're going to break down the sounds into very small parts so that all of us get it right. So the first line is Om Bhur Bhuva Suvaha. We're going to break it into two parts. Get connected to me. Anchor yourself on my voice. Trust me in totality. Let there be no resistance from you to this process. And let us have a single point agenda. I want to make my vibrations strong so that weak vibrations don't enter me. Everything that we discussed in today's life lesson is building itself up for this process. It's all about trusting yourself. So listen to me. When I complete, take a deep inhalation and along with exhalation do the chanting. Om Bhur Bhuva. So the first line is broken into two parts. This is the chanting that we are doing right now. Om Bhur Bhuva. I'll do it again. The moment I complete, take a deep inhalation and chant after me. Om Bhur Bhuva. Now listen, you are doing it in 7 different varieties. It's very simple. In a single tone. Om Bhur Bhuva. Perfect. Let's do it again. Om Bhur Bhuva. Beautiful. Now the next part is a little tricky part. It is a very simple sound which you have made probably 1,000 times in your life. It is Suvaha. So listen to how I am doing. Don't repeat, then I'll explain to you and then do. Suvaha. So Su will happen at a normal tone in which you talk. Va will begin at the base as soft as you can. And from there, let's see if we can rise the sound to its peak. Listen again. Suha. 2, 1, go. So let me explain to you the mistakes. What many of us will do is Suha. So the ha begins at a high. No, the high begins at a very low level. So it is Suha. You raise the ha from as low as possible and you raise it to as high as possible. Suha. 3, 2, 1, go. Beautiful. Now let's do the whole line together. Let me do the chanting of the whole line. The moment I complete the whole line, you will take a deep inhalation and along with exhalation, you will do the chanting. Om Bhur-bhuva Suvah. पूरा खिचड़ी हो गया ना? Not an issue. Let me do it once again. Listen to me carefully. And as I complete, once again take a deep inhalation along with exhalation to the chanting. Om Bhur-bhuva Suvah. It's interesting, since the focus is on Subaha, some of you are dropping the Bhurbuva. So some of you are doing straight away Om Subaha, which is a very personal rap kind of a chanting. And I'm sure our great-grandfathers, when they created the Gayatri Japam, had no idea something like rap will come 2500 years later on. So let's see if we can get it right. For some time, can you move out from Apna Time Aayega and can you move into the spiritual chanting of Bhagavad, of this very, very beautiful chanting. Again, I'll chant, take a deep inhalation and along with exhalation do the chanting. Cut yourself from everything in the world. Don't take any pressure. Just do whatever your memory tells you. If it's a mistake, take it lightly. We'll improve the next time. Om Bhur-bhuva Suvah. Wow, unbelievably perfect. Let's see if the earlier was a fluke. Om Bhur-bhuva Suvah. Okay, let's go to the next line. The next line is uncomplicated. Again, we'll break it into two parts. First, let me tell you what is the sound I'm going to make, and then I will chant. Take a deep inhalation and you chant back. Om Tat Savitur. This is the sound that we are going to do. Om Tat Savitur. Om Tatsavitur. Om Tatsavitur. Varenyam. 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 Now the full line. Om Tatsavitur Varenyam. थोड़ा खिचड़ी हो गया. Let's do it again. Om Tatsavitur Varenyam. Beautiful. Once more. Om Tatsavitur Varenyam. The third line, part 1. Bhargo Devasya. Bhargo Devasya. Bhargo Devasya. Dhimahi. With a lot of love. Dhimahi. Dhimahi. Now this is a beautiful line because the first part is full of power and the second part is full of love. Fundamentally, it also means power should have a lot of love. Power with ego, power with arrogance will destroy you. Power to dominate will destroy you. But power which is born out of ego, which is what bhakti is all about, will lead to emancipation, will lead to you uplifting yourself. So the first half is power, second half is love. Bhargo Devasya. Now this is said with a lot of power. Dhimahi. This is said with a lot of love. So listen to the full line and then repeat after me. Bhargo Devasya. Dhimahi. Bhargo Devasya. Beautiful. Bhargo Devasya. Dhimahi. Beautiful. One more time. Bhargo devasya dhimahi. Now let's do the fourth and the last line. Diyo yo na. Now in the second part, there is this sound called Prachodayat. Now, the Prachodayat starts with obviously the Pa. Now the first half, Diyo yo na. Now we don't end with the na, which is an open A, but we end as if you are holding to the sound which you've just created of the Pa. So listen carefully and see if you can catch the subtlety of it. Diyo yo na. No, it's not diyo. It's not diyo yo na. It is diyo yo na. So the Pa doesn't come out, but right there you're beginning to make that sound and you just hold yourself. Let's see if you can try do it right. Okay, I'll do it once and see if you can do it after me. Diyo yo na. Diyo yo na. Diyo yo na. Diyo yo na. Prachodayat. 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 Diyo yo na. Prachodayat. Beautiful. Diyo yo na prachodayat. Diyo yo na prachodayat. Outstanding. Now let's do one line at a time. Om Bhur-bhuva Suvah. Om Tat Savitur Varenyam. Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi. Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi. Dhiyo yo na prachodayat. Dhiyo For the final time today, let's do the chanting. Allow me to lead. I'll say the first line, you follow after me. Om Bhur-bhuva Suvah. Om Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat Om What is a mantra? Tra meaning an instrument, a tool. Tantra bolte na? That's nothing but a tool. Man means your thoughts, your mind. The tool which guides your mind, the tool which helps you to control your mind is a mantra. Gayatri mantra not only energizes your entire system, it also transforms your inner being. When I do Gayatri Japam regularly, it helps me to master my mind. So see, this week, every day, you can chant Gayatri at least 5 times. May you and me be the master of our lives. And when I say master of life, doesn't mean everything will go right. It just means 2 things. One, whatever I do, I will do with courage and 100%. And 2, I've learned how to deal with my failures. I'm going to deal with my failures in a very positive way. For anything great to be done, enough failures are a part of the journey. When I can do these 2 things, I am a master to my life. In the next few breaths that you take, as you inhale, tell yourself, I'm going to trust myself. Not to succeed at all times because I'm bound to fail every now and then. But I'll trust myself to trust myself. I'll be graceful. I'm going to be humble. And I will see beauty in everything that happens to my life. With every breath, tell yourself, I am going to trust myself and life. I'm going to trust myself and trust life. I'll find out what makes my day a great day, and I'll work on that. Fold your hands in a namaste. Say a prayer of thanks to the Creator for all those people who have helped you in life.
Vishwani Deva Savitar Durikani Parasuva Yadvatram Tanna Asuma Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Say a prayer of thanks for all the opportunities you have got in life. Kalimalamatanam pavanam pavananam Papeyam Yamumuksho Sapati Parapada Praptaye Prastutasya Vishramasthanametam Kavivaravachasam Jivanam Sajjananam Say a prayer of thanks for something like life lessons to happen every Sunday morning. Thank you for coming to Life Lessons. Your presence fills me with joy and inspires me to bring in something very relevant to your life. See you again next Sunday with another beautiful life lesson. In the meanwhile, today I feel like meditating for some time, so I'll sit with my eyes closed. Thank you so much and love you all. Whenever you feel like leaving, you may gently get up and start leaving.